welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today is Tuesday, and today, guys, I don't know what we're doing. It's currently 18:55. I don't know why I said that in the 24-hour clock. It's 5 to 7, and I was supposed to be sprinting tonight, but after everything that happened last week, if you know, you know, I didn't feel like being in front of the public. So I will vlog this week. I'll just see how I feel. If I feel like the content is not great, I won't post it on Monday. But fingers crossed. I know people say like take a break, take a breath. I fully understand that. But for me, I really enjoy doing this. So as much as I don't want to be like on public sprint right now, I do really want to continue making videos because I do enjoy doing this. And if it could be a full-time job, I would do it as a full-time job, along with my proofreading, obviously, because I love doing that as well. But I don't want to stop doing this, and I don't want people to feel like, oh, I can force myself to do this, because I'm not. This is keeping me going. It's keeping me in a routine, and yeah. So there's that. This week's reading, I'm being very animated, but I don't know why I'm being very animated. This is this thing that's going on with me right now. This week, reading-wise, me, Meg, and Chloe are doing a buddy read for the catch-up book club, and it is The Blade Itself. We will be starting to read this week. This will also be going for my prompt for fantasy with an A or a the in the title. I will say now, the way that my reading is going, I might not finish all the books that I need to for my TBR game. I'm going to give the TBR game a miss for March. I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself. For one, it's Marvelathon, and I want to really just enjoy the Marvelathon books that I'm going to be reading. I have a set TBR in a way because I have a few compulsory reads that I want to read for March. But like one of them probably is going to be the second book in this, if Chloe and Meg want to read that next month. Then yeah, so I have a couple of readathon books and stuff that I want to read. I'm going to stick to those as like compulsory reads, and then we'll see how we go with additional books that I need to read, if that makes sense. So for this week, my TBR is different to what I've previously said it's going to be for February, the books I need to read. You'll just have to bear with, okay? There's been a change in my life, and I feel like just mood reading right now, rather than forcing myself to stick to a TBR of books and stressing myself out. And I hope you understand that. So, The Blade Itself is going to be an audible read. I am also going to be starting, I say that I'm not going to do this myself, but I'm going to be starting one or two of these books. I'm definitely going to be starting Handover because that is the book that we need to read for the podcast, which is next Wednesday. We're filming that, and we're gonna have Becca on. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. By the time this goes up on Monday, fingers crossed, this goes up on Monday, then it'll be Wednesday when we're doing this coming Wednesday. And this is gonna be my first like rom-com. This is gonna be my first rom-com type contemporary book that is written by a male. So the reason me and Jem picked this, Jem already had it on her shelves, I think, and we read the synopsis when we were planning the podcast books. And as we all know, a lot of male writers, especially in romance settings, don't show women in the best light. They're either really like damsel in distressy, or if they are very independent, they're very cold-hearted, and there's no middle ground. And a lot of the time they're just not very well written women characters in male books and male author written books, you know what I mean? So we thought this might be a healthy discussion to see whether or not this author can actually do it. So I'm really excited about this, and I'm sure that this was a pick for something else I was supposed to read, but I can't remember. But it is a podcast book, and I need to read that this week. So that will be a physical read. And then there was another physical read that I wanted to get to, and it's either going to be This Savage Song, or it will be Scales and Sensibility. Scales and Sensibility is a Smithbow book, and I'm really, really intrigued about this book. and there's a couple of Scribd books that I want to get to that I'm gonna be doing a Scribd vlog number 2 for. And there was this, there's the Umbral Storm, there's, I can't remember what the books I want to read are, but they're all physical reads, I think, because I can't remember what they are. But yeah, that's great. So it's one of these two as well that I'm picking up. Both are physical because there is no audio for this Savage song, which is frustrating, very frustrating. Potentially, this is my TBR, but this is a buddy read, and these are all physical, but they're only small. I want to show you some mail that I got. So, these Infinite Threads, I haven't measured this against the first book yet, but I have the first book, This Woven Kingdom. Highly recommend. It is great. It was 5 stars, and I will be rereading that. However, this is quite narrow, and I'm nervous that this is a different size. If it's not, then great. If it is, I'm going to cry. Oh, I didn't notice this. That's pretty. This is just a standard Waterstones edition. I didn't get the special edition from Illumicrate because I don't have the special edition of the first one as much as I wanted to, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because after being let go from my job, I'm just not in the mood to be spending that kind of money on books. Although I will still be getting the special edition Letters and Lattes, I have to. And then this book came in the post. I know. This is another reason why my TBR is going to be changing over the next month or so. As much as I do love my TBR game, like I said, for March and for the rest of February, it's going to be changing. This is Heliotrope by Palmer Pickering. This is a Booktube book, and when I tell you this is a chonker, this is a motherfucking chonker. So this comes in at 772 pages. And I just love that at the end. That is so cute. And I am scared, but excited. This has been on my radar for a while, and I'm really, really excited to get to this. Those are 2 books that I've hauled this week, I think. There was also a giveaway that I won called The Chaos Principle. Wow, that is shiny. The author has warned me that there are some topics in this that are a bit different, and he said that he actually admits himself that it's kind of like a Marmite type book, I think he said. So I think this was the one that he mentioned. I won 4 giveaways. That was part of the Kimark Readathon. I was doing giveaways, and I was entering giveaways for that, and I won like 3 books, and then one of the authors kindly sent me a physical copy as well. I'm excited. This seems a bit more sci-fi-y than fantasy, which I do want to read more from. And these 2 are also going to be going on my indie list, the ever-growing indie list. Last week I finished Under the Whispering Door, which was 5 stars. So yet again, TJ Clune comes in with a 5-star read for me. Boom, boom. Winner, chicken dinner. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tonight. I think I'm going to be editing last week's vlog. I'm going to try and get it up for tomorrow. Tomorrow I have, this is Tuesday by the way, did I tell you it was Tuesday? Tomorrow I have a Teams Zoom interview situation that I need to make sure. I have just renewed my Microsoft 365. I should have access to Teams. I just need to make sure that I've got it on my computer ready for the interview tomorrow. And I do have some proofreading to do, so I think what I'm going to do is tonight is going to be editing evening, maybe reading my pages over the blade itself, and then tomorrow morning, I've still been getting up at my normal time, so tomorrow morning I'm going to get up, grab myself some brekkie fast, and then I'm going to do some research on the company for the interview, and then possibly do some proofreading for the rest of the day, my course that is, and see how much I can get through that, as well as apply for some jobs. I do have a job centre appointment phone call on Thursday because I have registered with them again, just in case I don't find anything within the 3 weeks, rather than waiting and then waiting even longer to get some money in. I hate doing this, and I know that it's something that I have to do. It's not something that I can help. I didn't choose to leave my job. You know, it is what it is. we'll see. I'm just so thankful that I have like the friends that I do. Like everyone's been really nice, and I got to spend the full weekend with Ed, which was so much fun. We just chilled and played Mario and went to bingo Friday night and just had a good old fine and funky fresh time. So that was fun. Now I'm back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, we don't move it. But that's it. That's all she wrote. Bye. Hey friends, the fringe is growing out. I'm a little bit of a mess, but we're going with it, alright? We're going with it. Hi, it's Wednesday, and today I had an interview this morning, which was a first stage interview. I hate these long interview processes, but I get why they do them. So it just means I'm just stressed because I want to get a job. I think that went okay. I think it went well. If I'm successful in that bit, I'll be getting contacted, I think he said, beginning next week, to see if I can go for a face-to-face, if they want to progress me forward. I have got a call back from the agency that I registered with regards to the temp to perm admin role, and they want to see me in person to show me around and introduce themselves to the company. And if the vibe is right, then they said that it could start as early as next week. So that's a thumbs up. Then I've got an interview on Monday for another company as a resource administrator. So 3 potentials and manifesting positive things. Things are going to be good, fine, funky, fresh, fabulous, fantastic. Because this also arrived today. This is second-hand, and it said in very good condition. Or was it good condition? And I was like, I am not paying like £20 it was for a hardcover, especially in these times when I have no job. And I was like, oh right, okay. It was like £3.30 something for like something, one of them in good condition, and I was like, okay, let's have a look. So the only thing is like a little nick on the top, and it looks like there's some like scratches down the back, but other than that, I've double checked and they've not done a live when she bought a book second hand, and they've ripped out some pages. This was Alice's pick for 12 books, 12 prompts. I can't remember what book I picked for the Goodreads challenge side of it. So if you don't know, if you haven't watched my TBR video, I should be able to go back and watch that to find out what book I picked, but I'll just go through my Goodreads. Basically, it was read a book that reminds you of the book that you read very first on your Goodreads that you've loved. One of them was a book by an author we do not name, and I don't want anything to read anything that associates me or reminds me of that trash human, so decided against that. The other one was A Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Literally, she's made money off Common Sense, so I don't want to read anything that reminds me of them. And I can't remember what the other one was, but I'm going to try and read that at some point. In my mind, I think I copped out and went for like Lord of Shadows by Cassie Clare, which I did for quite a lot of the prompts, but we'll find out when I go back and watch my TBR video. I think I might read this later on this evening, maybe. So today I've got to edit and get my vlog up for last week. It's very short compared to what I normally do, but you'll understand why, don't you? You do, because you're all amazing. Peace. And then I'm gonna do some of my proofreading course. I need to clean my flat. Depression mode went in full force over the weekend in my own little shell of nothingness, and I must have been in a not so great place for a while, because I came back and I was like, oh, my flat's a messy place, and it's just like clothes like just dumped to places, because you know, it's what happens when you're spiraling, you don't realise you're spiraling. So maybe the ending of that job was a good thing. I'm going to take it as a good thing, because, you know, clearly it wasn't doing the do with the brain and things, do you know what I mean? And I was working with a bunch of sexist men, so that was fun. You don't need to know this, but I bought one of these because I realised that the tablets I take on a daily basis, there's quite a few now. Now that I'm back, again, sidebar, if you're here for the books and not for me, then just, I'll timestamp this if I can remember. I've recently been back to the doctors and they put me back on the medication for that Britain. So so I have to take that daily now. I do also have some other medications to take and vitamins I need to take on a daily basis. So again, cheap as chips, like £5. I went and got one of these and they pop open. She says that she tries to, they pop open. And I've got my vitamins in there now and all the tablets that I need. And ignore this because I only got it yesterday. So it's going to remind me to take my tablets every day. And if I look, I'm like, oh, that is still full. I need to take these. Luckily, they're not timed, so I can take them at any point within the day. But, you know, there is an ideal time to take them in the morning. But this is going to remind me, hopefully, fingers crossed. I need to go and post these, which... the bookmarks for some more orders came in, but it's literally just around the corner, so I'm gonna do that in a bit. And then I need to package some books up for Amy, because Amy from Booktube with Amy bought some books from me from my haul. I still haven't put the rest on Vintage yet. I need to put the rest on Vintage. I will be doing that at some point, but yeah, we're on Wednesday. We're on Wednesday and we're feeling okay, not peak, not down in the trenches. We're just in a medium situation. Not trying to get hopes too high, not spiraling. So we're good, we're meh, we're okay, which is a decent place to be. Again, very animated, I don't know why I'm doing this. Last night, I did read my buddy read pages of The First Law, and so far, I dislike every character that I've come across, apart from West's sister. Or is it Jezal's sister? It's West's sister? Whose sister is it? I've forgotten already. I didn't read the synopsis going into this, but I have heard Glockter mentioned quite a lot in relation to this series, and I can understand why he is mentioned quite a lot, and it's not necessarily in the best way because he tortures people. He's called an Inquisitor, but we all know what Inquisitors really do, don't we? We do. In any kind of fantasy, the Inquisitor is not generally a person that just sits there and talks to you, are they? Like, and this guy's been through trauma. He was like tortured for 2 years himself, and like just listening to someone talk about like the way that he was tortured makes my skin crawl. So obviously you've got your top teeth and your bottom teeth. Hands up, spoilers. One of the ways that this poor dude was tortured was that every alternate tooth was taken from his mouth. So when you go top, it's like a little zigzag top. And then I think, like, by the sound of it, it's like 2 of his front teeth were taken out there. And then it's like alternate top and bottom. And yeah, and the way that he said that they were taken out. Don't eat while reading this. I mean, I can hand down. Joan Abercrombie is known for being the king of grimdark. I knew this going in, but I did not expect the grim darkness to hit you like in the balls, in the throat. Such an early point in the book. So I can deal with blood, gore, war, slash your guts open and spill them on the floor, and I can still happily munch away on my foodage. But when someone's talking about torturing someone, I don't know what it does to my brain, but I'm just like, it's a lot. And I will say, going into this, if you are the kind of person that can't read a book for what it is, and I don't know how to say this, so there are parts of this book where people refer to people's size, or like someone overhears, for instance, someone overhears a voice and like, well, I hope she's not fat, or like, but he doesn't say it in that way. It's like, she's not big or something. I can't remember the words used. It's not nice and friendly all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's, some words are used the way that they talk about a woman in some parts of this. Not the best. Like, he refers to himself as a cripple, which I hate that word. Like, that word is a not. It's just, calling someone a cripple is the kind of word that makes you like, ooh. If someone pointed out that someone was like outwardly called someone a cripple, you would cringe. It's not PC at all. So for me, I knew going in it was grimdark. I know the kind of fantasies that I'm used to reading, so I expected that there may be some sexism, like, not sexism, or sexism the wrong word? Is it the wrong word? I don't know. Yeah, so if you can't put that aside to read a book, then maybe this isn't for you. But if you could understand that this is the type of world it is, then I would recommend potentially reading this so far. And I'm intrigued, excited is not a word, intrigued about what is going to happen going forward. But I will also warn you as well, the chapters are long. I did not expect that. I was reading this on 2-speed, and normally when I get into a new fantasy book, I will start on 2-speed and just see how we go, and I'll see what the vibe of the book is, and like the POVs and stuff, because again, multiple POVs, and we'll just see how we go from there. So I started the book last night, and I was reading it for a while, and it must have been about 45 minutes, maybe, yeah, ish, and I was like, right, okay, I must be almost at the end of my 90 pages and I can crack on with some editing. And I looked at the chapter title, and then I looked at the physical book, and I was like, I'm like 30 pages in. So there's a lot of words on a page, and you get a lot of information, but it drip feeds you the information. One thing about this is, it doesn't like throw a bunch of information at you, and it drip feeds you. It gives you the characters and the names like right off the bat, and then you slowly start to say, like with Glockter for instance, you just know who he is, and then as he's talking to someone, he's like, I'm the Inquisitor, you fucker, or something like that, and then you're like, oh yeah, he's the Inquisitor, and then it goes on about torturing people, and oh okay, tortures people, yeah, fun. And you know, there's a guy called Logan, and then we meet Wes. Was it Wes? I want to say Wes' sister. We meet a female, and I like her. But the other characters are not really likeable. But I don't mind that in a book. Anyway, I've spent a lot of time talking about this one book, but if you're interested, read it. Also, I'm going to be reading Paper Girls this week. I'm excited. And I haven't started The Handover yet. I will be starting that probably later on this evening, after we've done the Jade City live show. That's my ramble for today. Making up for last week's short vlog. Hi. Wow. Hello guys. It's Thursday and I am reading pages. I'm reading my pages of The Blade itself, and I'm catching up on yesterday's pages. I'm buddy reading this with Meg and Chloe, and this is, I think I mentioned this in my other vlog clip. There are some, this is good, and this, if torture is something, and like the explanation of how people are being tortured is something that you might not particularly like, then you're probably not going to like this. This is very intriguing to me, and I said to Meg and Chloe, like, excited isn't a word you'd use about continuing with this book like I'd use the word intrigued, because I want to get to know the characters more, and I'm enjoying it. Is that the word? It's really strange. I have strange feelings. I've just sent them a 2.5 minute, almost 3 minute actually, voice note of my current thoughts on just like yesterday's pages, and I'm not even at the end of yesterday's pages yet. I don't know how to feel. The main character, or like one of the POVs, is called Glockter. One minute I hate him with a passion and think he is an absolute arsehole, and then somehow Joe Abercrombie has made you feel sorry for him with just like comments he makes, or like some things that have happened, or like it's messing my head up. It's messing my head up so much. I don't know what to feel. And then we've got this one character that initially I didn't particularly like. He's called Logan, and then he's kind of like, you know, I don't know. And we've got a character called Javal. Is that his name? Jazal, who I don't think we're supposed to like either. I don't think we're supposed to like any of these characters, really. But it's just, the story is very intriguing. It's quite political in some aspects as well, because you've got these magi, and you've got different like lands, and you've got people that like some people want peace and some people want war. Also, you need to know who's on whose side, but it's so good. It's so good. I I have absolutely no idea how this is gonna go. It doesn't give you any inclination right now as to what is gonna happen, like where it's gonna go. Slowly getting to know more and more about these individual characters we're following. So it's sort of Jezal. Is it Jezal? I wanna say that it's Jezal, but I'm really shite with names. I know Glockter because I think that name's gonna be ingrained into my brain for the rest of my life. But yeah, I think it's Jezal. Yeah, Jezal. He is a bit of a pretentious prick, to be honest. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about him either. I don't know how to feel about anybody. I just don't know. That's fun for me. And then the other book, I finished Prince of Sorrows. It was okay. I'm not gonna do a review on it because it was just good. I'm probably not gonna review any of my Indian co-op books in this vlog. One of them, I read more about the content of the book, and I read the first 5 pages and I was like, not for me. And I think I have to read like 3 full books, so I'm gonna move on to Via Tato for that next one because that's only a short book. I think it's like 100 and something pages, so I'm gonna try and see if I can get through that at some point today. Ideally I wanted to film today as well. I think I'm gonna do a full Books on a Beat wrap up for this month. I think I'm just gonna do a haul and a wrap up just normally, so that I can also get January's haul books put away. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm then gonna move on to this, and I think I'm gonna get this on audio because I found that this is on Audible, so I have a credit left. I'm gonna read this. So I have the rest of today to do what I need to do. I have tomorrow, and then I'm at my parents' all day Saturday, and then I should be back Sunday. And fingers crossed, if this job comes through, I should hopefully be starting work it's only like a temp to perm thing on Monday. Fingers crossed. I do also have an interview on Monday evening. I think I would still go to that even if I do get this job on Monday, because obviously this job is only a temp job. So, well, it says temp to perm, but you can never really be 100% sure on those kinds of jobs, can you? Sometimes it could be like temp for 3 months, and then there might not be enough work coming in, and then you're out of work again. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. I also do still want to read this by the end of the week, and I haven't remembered. Lisa needs to go back. I need to go back and watch my TBR video to find out what book I chose for the prompt for Alice as well. So that's my plan for the rest of the day. We're only on 2:15, so I have plenty of time to finish today's pages of the blade itself, then get some filming done, and then move on to some of this. I am going to do some of my proofreading course as well, but whilst I listen to this, I have also started downloading Sims 4. No, I've not really, honestly, I have. Hello friends, it's Sunday. Yeah, do. I'm just coming in here to let you know that I am fucking basic. I don't know. What is life? I don't know what I am doing. My hair's a mess. I'm a mess. My life is a mess. I have something to show you guys. I got it back. What is going on? I did straighten my hair, but it's been up in a ponytail, and now I've taken it out. It's got bumps in it. But have you ever seen me in my life looking remotely good? No. But there we go. Anyway, A Farewell to Magic by Alison Saft. Alison Saft is an author that was brought onto my radar by the lovely Meg from 12 Books a Day, and she read a different book. I think it was a different book by Alison Saft. I can't remember what that book was at this particular moment in the time. However, This was gifted to me by Kitty as a congratulations. Congratulations, you're #1. I'm gonna thank you for a job well done, so gorge. I'm sorry. It was congratulations for getting a new job. Thank you very much, Kitty. I appreciate you a whole fuck ton. And it just says congratulations on getting a job. So this arrived today. Another thing that also arrived was Rebels Creed. I purchased this myself because I read Breach of Peace by Daniel Green. Daniel Green started as a booktuber. He is an author, and I really enjoyed that novella. And I would like to know how the world continues to build. Correct me if I'm wrong if you know, I think Breach of Peace was a novella in the same world, but I don't think it follows the same people. I might just double check the synopsis of that before going on to this. But it was such a short, impactful novella. It was so good. And this has been out for a while now, and I kept meaning to pick it up. I just thought, why the fuck not? And another thing that arrived today was something that I've been wanting to get for a while, and it's another octopus. And this is a sad face. What is going on? What is going on? Look at that. What is that? What is that? What is that? So this is a sad face, and this is an angry face. She's either sad or angry, it's never happy. But I wanted it, and it was very cheap. So we've got Lord Squidly, and helping me name this guy. That is me done. Reading wise, I started Miss Percy's Pocket Guide to the Caring and Feeding and Caring of Dragons. It's here. I started that, and I'm now 22 chapters in. I'm not going to give you too much of an update on that because that is separate Spiffbo vlog, and I'm just trying to get onto my spreadsheet to see if I have actually read anything this week. I don't think I have. Oh, I'm lying to you. I'm lying. I need to finish The Blade itself. Oh my god. Me and Meg have been having a conversation about The Blade itself. It's a conversation piece. It really is. Yeah, I also read The Handover, but we're not going to talk about The Handover. We're not. We're not. Because I don't want to end this video on a downer. I'm really not about that. We're happy vibes. I've got a new job that I start on Monday. I'm really enjoying the first book in the first Lord trilogy. The Blade itself is great. Miss Percy's Pocket Guide to the Caring and Feeding of Dragons, or British Dragons, sorry, is so good. I'm really enjoying that. So we're just gonna say that that's all I've read this week. If you'd like to hear full thoughts, feelings and ponderances by myself, Becca and Jem, then the podcast is being filmed on Wednesday. It will be live on the 1st of March, and we have thoughts. We do have thoughts. Thank you very much for joining me on my journey through this thing we call life. And I will be seeing you next week where I'll hopefully be reading more. I will finish The Blade itself today. I didn't read yesterday. I need to read today's and yesterday's pages and give my full thoughts to the girls. And then next week, I'm starting Lord of Shadows, God's Grave, and Jade War, I think. If I have time today, I will also read Pip Girls. And I realised that I remembered that the book that I chose was Souls of This Broken City from a Goodreads for Alice's prompt, and it's a fantasy book. So I have just stretched the prompt. I picked Lord of Shadows for that, I think, for a fantasy. But to be fair, because Souls of This Broken City was quite dark, The Blade itself could also work for that prompt as well. So either way, I'm going to smash the 12 books, 12 prompts challenge this month, which is all I really care about in my read-along books and my prompt challenge. Any of the books that I read outside of that circle of things is just a bonus. So, yeah. thank you very much for joining me. If you do like me, please like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I have hit 600 subscribers. Thank you very much. I'm now at 601. It might not last long. My subscribers go up and down all the time. But if you know some friends who would like to watch me struggle through my life and occasionally have a bit of a laugh, then please share the love. And if you want to let me know you're here but you don't have anything to say, black heart is very much appreciated. And as always, book recommendation is going to be down below the form, so if you'd like to recommend any books for me to read, I'm all down for reading new books. And thank you very much for joining me once again. I will see you all very soon.
Every time I fall in love, it seems to be